They're fixing my floors downstairs. They're like completely redoing them. So if you guys hear some hammering and other kinds of stuff, I'm sorry. What's going on YouTube? Taylor Prentice back here with another video, and in this video we're going to be talking about the week 15 drop list for Supreme's fall winter 2022 season, which is set to drop this Thursday, December 8th. So if you guys haven't seen yet, the big thing for this week is the box logos. We've got some crew necks and some caps, so yeah, we'll be getting into that. But anyways, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to hit that like and subscribe for me. I drop streetwear content 2 to 3 times a week covering stuff like Palace, Supreme, Kith, Bape, so if that interests you, make sure to hit that like and subscribe. But anyways, getting into these pieces, like I said, the first items we have here are the box logos, and these are going to sell out super quick. So if you want one of these, I would highly recommend trying to get one of these off rip and then going back for the other items that you want. And with that being said, I do think the zebra colorway will be the best selling and will have the most resale because we haven't seen any pieces like that in the past, whereas we've seen pretty much all the other colorways of crew necks. So I do think the zebra one will be the most bang for your buck if you guys are going after resale. But with that being said, my favorite one I think is just the heather gray one with the black box logo. I think it's super clean. Also, I think the black and red box logo is really nice too. You can't go wrong with those ones. The other ones I feel like just aren't as cool in my opinion, but it's all personal preference. And then for the caps, I think the same thing. I think the zebra one will sell the best, but I don't think the caps will have nearly as much resale as the crew necks, just based on what we've learned from the past. But anyways, moving on, we also have a Supreme Timberland collaboration, which we don't have any images for yet, so stay tuned. I will be dropping a short or just images on my Instagram whenever they come out for this drop, so yeah, stay tuned for those. Moving on, we have a Supreme Beaver gumball machine. So these are your typical gumball machines. I don't know if you guys have Steak and Shakes in your area. It's kind of a regional thing, but I remember going into Steak and Shake every time when I was a little kid and getting a quarter, putting it in the Beaver thing and getting my little gumball. I was always so happy. I loved watching the gumball roll down the little slide thing, which it doesn't look like this has, but still a pretty cool piece, and having the Supreme gumballs is a cool feature for sure. Here we have the SOG Snippet multi-tool. So as you guys can see here, it's just got a bunch of little tools coming out on it. It looks like a pocket knife type of thing almost. We've got some little knives in there, a little scissor thing. So yeah, a bunch of little stuff going on there. Little cool accessory. Comes in handy. It's actually pretty functional, so might be able to get a lot of good use out of this. Could be like a daily thing that you just carry on you, and I do think it looks pretty cool. And it is coming in a red and a gold colorway. Moving on, we have a 2-for-1, a Gore-Tex shell jacket with the windstopper vest. I think these are really sick, especially the black one. Really all the colorways are cool, but the vest sitting on top of the jacket just looks really cool. I prefer the vest to the jacket, to be honest. Shell jackets are kind of hit or miss for me. I feel like they're not the most exciting pieces, but this vest really makes the piece, and I'm excited to see some of the fits that we'll get with these pieces because I think we'll see some really cool stuff come from these. Let me know down below if you guys think Supreme has done too many shell jackets this season, because there has been a ton. I had someone comment on one of my recent videos that there's been a lot of shell jackets. I think it was the New Wave Lee. Huge shout out to him for always coming through and watching and leaving comments, by the way. But yeah, he brought it up, and I did kind of sit there and was like, man, they have done a lot of shell jackets and they just keep coming. But that's probably my favorite one, and really it's just all chalked up to that vest. So yeah, shout out to them for killing that vest, and with the windstopper and Gore-Tex materials, those pieces are going to keep you super warm in the winter. Here we have the Shot Canvas down jacket. So this does look like it's a corduroy even though it's a canvas material. I really like this orange. I think it's nice. I appreciate that the white one has a different color collar. I think that's a really nice detail, and then the black one, just black is always solid. So I really like this jacket. It's gonna be really expensive. Shot stuff always is, but it's because it's very high quality, so kind of makes sense. I don't think the price will be justifiable for it, but I do think these pieces are really cool, and these are some of my favorite pieces for the week. Here we have the faux fur zip up cardigan. These are very like 80s 70s vibes. I don't know, I feel like you should be doing a bunch of blow if you're wearing one of these. Not my favorite pieces. I don't think they're like the worst things ever though. I feel like I need to see them on somebody wearing them, but yeah, I don't know, not too great in my opinion. Below that we have the nylon filled shirt. So this is insulated with 3M Thinsulate, which I'm not sure what that is, but it looks pretty warm, and it has a quilted taffeta lining, so it's gonna keep you warm on those kind of brisk days. So it's nice to have a shirt that looks like this that's able to keep you warm as well. I don't love the colorways though. I wish they added a couple more. We've got this typical like blue dress shirt color, but I think my favorite is going to be the black or the green just because they're super easy to wear. This yellow is a little too bright for this piece for me. Here we have the contrast applique short sleeve t-shirt. Not really feeling this one. I feel like the logo or the design just looks really out of place. It's just on the back, like above the waist. I'm not sure if this would have looked better on the front or maybe just like in the middle of the chest. And also, sorry, they're fixing my floors downstairs. They're like completely redoing them. So if you guys hear some hammering and other kinds of stuff, I'm sorry. Can't really avoid it at this time. But yeah, sorry if that's a super big annoyance. But anyways, getting back to this piece. So yeah, I don't know. I don't really like this piece. I don't really have too much to say other than I just don't really like it. And moving on to the next piece, which is the Chanel sweater. I don't like this one either. But yeah, I wasn't feeling any of these three sweaters. I don't know, the design wasn't really doing it for me. It's got that like almost biker style look to it with the design. I've got the Supreme going down the sleeves, and I've noticed one thing: I really don't like branding just going down both sleeves. When it's on one side, maybe it's alright, but the double sleeve thing throws me off. Never a big fan of it, and for that reason, I'm not a fan of these sweaters. Here we have the, I'm probably going to slaughter this, Lakshmi zip up hooded sweatshirt. Sorry if I said that wrong, but this artwork is all embroidered, which is super cool. I think that adds a lot to the piece. Definitely makes it so much cooler. It's probably going to be pretty expensive in comparison to the regular hoodies because that's a lot of labor going into this. Embroidery is hard, especially when you got this many colors on a piece that big. It's going to be pretty expensive. You're going to have to pay for that labor. So I don't really love this piece though. With all that being said, I do appreciate that they did it full embroidered. I think that's sick. I really like the logo here, the kind of like dispersing logo, whatever you want to call that. But the main image on the back of the shirt is really the problem for me. It's not really super eye-catching or appealing in my opinion. So for that reason, this jacket or sweatshirt is going to be a pass for me, but I do hope that they do more full embroidery pieces like this because the idea of this is awesome. It's just that image wasn't really doing it for me, and that's all personal preference. Regardless, I think this piece overall is still pretty sick. Here we have the warm-up pant. Pretty basic. As you guys can see here, it says Supreme New York there on the right side, just by the right pocket, but they're coming in an array of colors. I really like these just because they're so basic and you can wear them with whatever. This is a piece that I would try to snag for maybe under retail or at the end of the season sale because I don't really see these selling like crazy, but at the same time I really like these pieces. They're basic, they go with everything. You're going to be able to wear them pretty much any time of the year, I would imagine. They don't look like they're a super thick material. That's why I think you'll probably be able to wear them even in the spring and maybe even in the summer. But yeah, I'm curious to see what the inner material is. I'm not sure if it's lined with anything, but just looking at them, I would kind of imagine they're just a lighter sweatpants that it's going to be good in any situation. So I really like these. If I were to pick a colorway, you know me, I'm pretty basic. I'm going probably white or brown or maybe black, but yeah, the other colorway is a little too out there for me. Getting into the last couple pieces we have here, we've got some caps. So starting off, we have the camo reflective camp cap. So I think it's really cool. I wish, like Palace does, they included pictures of the reflectiveness, or like you could see the reflection on the pieces, because I'm not sure what all parts are reflective on these hats. But as you guys can see here, the hat below is called the Tulip Tiger hat. So same colorway, same material and everything, same design. So if you like one of these, you probably like both of them. I think the tulip hat is a little bit cooler. I prefer that style of hat to a camp cap, but I do wish these were more in the style of the typical crusher or a bucket hat. The tulip hat is a little like more pointy up-ish, I guess. I don't know how to explain it. That was a terrible explanation, but I think you guys understand what I'm saying. Regardless, I think these are pretty nice. The white camo is my favorite, or the white tiger stripe, whatever you want to call it, is my favorite. This gives me like Call of Duty vibes, so if you guys are big fans or true Call of Duty players, you might understand what I'm getting at. Get the whole red tiger, blue tiger camo thing going on. So yeah, I think these hats are pretty cool, but not something I'm going to be buying. And then to wrap it all up, we have the Space Dye beanie. As you guys can see here, these are just kind of random colored splotches, but I think these are pretty cool. This brown one I think is executed the best out of all of these ones, and I really like this like pink red one. And I do think these beanies are going to be a little bit nicer than your normal beanies, just based on how the knit looks. It looks like they're going to be a little bit warmer, a little bit softer than some of the other beanies that we've seen this year. So with all that being said, I think this is a pretty okay week. There's nothing I feel like I really need to get. Obviously, like I said, the box logos are going to sell the best, and it'll be cool to see what the Timberland stuff is looking like when we get images of that, so stay tuned for all that. But anyways, if you guys have made it to this point, I really appreciate it. We will see you next time. Have a good one.